Hello, my name is Omar Rampersad. It is 8 p.m., April 4th, 2019, Thursday. So I just came in from doing groceries, and here is my blood pressure 166 over 143, 73 heart rate. Notice that heart rate is normal, but the pressure is extremely high. So I'm in pain, and I was pulsed all the way there and all the way to right now. I am getting chest pains. Oops. My hand is hurting. Notice the how bright that is. Extremely bright. And my hand is hurting because what happens is when you're constantly imaged and tracked and hit with these microwaves, no matter where you are, as these figures indicate, the muscle in use is tagged. So it causes muscle exhaustion and pain. So it put blocks in your way. In other words, it prevents you from using the muscle because you'd have to put the bag down, you'd have to take a rest, you'd get out of, you'd have to get out the location quicker than you normally would, and you'd get heart palpitations. So again, my chest is hurting. My obliques. See how bright that is? Air, air, jaw, face, head, full body scan. So my entire body is being scanned, which is why I'm in so much pain. And I am getting heart palpitations as I was walking in. Full body scan, which would make sense because if you're being tracked outside, your entire body would be tracked, not specific points. Even though, notice how bright that is. Even though specific points is going to be hit harder than the rest. It all depends on how many people are hitting, how many people are logged on, how many people are tracking. I heard Stanislaus is logged on because there was a Russian guy following me in the grocery store talking about the cops, knock knock, the cops are coming, and the cops are gonna is going to be talking to me. We're gonna have a public warning on the file. So obviously the community is working with the cops, or else this person would not be talking about what the cops is going to do to me. Because obviously the stalkers, and to say he's a stalker, stalking me, harassing me in the store, is telling me what a cop coming to my house is going to tell me. He's going to have a public warning for me. So the cop is working with the stalker. That is exactly what it means. Just the same as I hear outside the window with the worker and the patrons, Stip is going to come and pick me up. Stip is going to come pick me up. I heard, I was updated that Stip is the one who kept coming into my unit without disclosing and leaving a note. And it's not been disclosed by whoever it is that opened the door for him. And he came several times to check my unit at the request of suspecting somebody in the building, most likely from working with the manage, excuse me, working with the management, most likely. Gord, maybe. I mean, it doesn't make sense that a resident is going to call the cops and they'd have key to open the door. It'd have to be somebody from management with access to the key. So obviously, if I'm being harassed about it, this community stalking program and harassment program is being done with the full cooperation of the Toronto police, obviously. Or else I wouldn't be hearing what the cops are going to come to my door and say to me. So my knee is being tagged. So I'm going to take my pressure one more time. I'm going to make this one short. As you can tell, I was in pain. I left home about 3 hours ago. And as soon as I stepped out of the house, and in fact, I was in pain when I left because my back and my obliques were tagged. And as I went to the grocery store, started getting hit on the leg, the left upper thigh, the knee, the toes, the ears, the back, the obliques. So pretty much my entire body was being hit. So by the time I got home, I was in excruciating pain, as you can tell. Now, if I were taking painkillers, then the pressure would be lower, but it wouldn't show the degree of pain that's being caused. That reading, I'm suspecting, is probably an approximation of the pain that I'm in. I'm actually in more pain than that. So let's see, as I tweeted about the pain, the power seemed to be less. On the back is not hurting as much, but I could be wrong. The power still seemed to be very high. See that? And I'm going to retake this pressure because I'm just going to show you the number. 111 over 100 and 79 heart rate. So the blood pressure dropped. So I'm going to take it one more time. That's a palpitation. When the blood pressure dropped like that, that's an indication of a heart palpitation. So I'm going to take it one more time. So I heard a comment that I heard a comment in the grocery store that a neighbor had his hands inside of me, and several thousands of men masturbated with me. These are the comments I hear outside in public. Now, obviously, if I'm being tracked like this, any number of people can actually log on to you and look at you silhouette style and look at you while you're sleeping, look at you in the bathroom, and masturbate, because this is voyeurism. This is exactly what it is. I also heard the comment that she is really nasty, even though she knows that we're looking at her, she's still masturbating, knowing that we could see her. That's a really, really, really interesting comment. First of all, the people who are saying this are traffickers. Number two, they're voyeurs. Number two, nobody's supposed to be looking at you inside your home. Nobody's supposed to be looking at this. Is illegal. This is criminal activity. And nobody's supposed to be looking at your silhouette and looking at you in the bedroom and bathroom. This is criminal activity. And second, and another point is, if I masturbate inside my home, it's nobody's business. This is a gross invasion of privacy. This is a gross invasion of personal practices. Like, who in their right mind would tell somebody, I don't want you, a stranger, and I just had a palpitation, a stranger would tell you, I don't want you masturbating inside of your home. Why is it a stranger's business? He's a rapist, he's a voyeur, he's a criminal, and he's talking in the public spaces about she's nasty, she masturbates. This is beyond crazy. This is Sharia law being practiced in public. For perfect strangers to come up to you or to come around you and talk about a woman masturbating and she's nasty and she knows somebody's looking at her and she's doing it anyways. This is Sharia law being practiced in Canada. If somebody elects to masturbate, women or men, it's their business. It's their personal business. It's nobody else's business. This is people's, this is people's personal private life. Nobody has a right to tell you what you could do inside your bedroom, inside of your home. No one has the right. And certainly, people in this country have no right to be practicing Sharia law, especially on women who don't want to be a part of their culture and who doesn't believe in their culture. This should not be done. This is why there are so many Muslim men named on this account, because they are practicing Sharia law. They're using this targeting program to practice Sharia law on women in Canada. And I'm not the only one who's on the list. Rohini Besasa was on the list, strongly suspecting. And I suspect that Rohini Besasa's family, just like mine, was seeking control of her and trying to tell her what to do and what not to do as an adult, and she rebelled. And this was one way of getting control of her. They enrolled her in the program like my brother did. My brother was extremely abusive to his kids and to me. And he's misogynistic, so which is the reason why he enrolled me in the program. I'm suspecting exactly the same thing happened to Rohini Besasa. Caribbean people, especially the older generation, are extremely abusive towards women. This is why people like Moradeli, people like Gokaran, people like Hazel, these are Caribbean people. In my family, I heard Basant and Boyon. These are home names for cousins. I heard they're all logged in and they're all beating me up with these signals. This is ridiculous and illegal and criminal. I will not stand for it. And the cops, I heard the cops are doing it. Obviously, the cops are taking part in it, because they know I'm being stalked and they're telling me I'm mentally ill when I tell them I'm being stalked. When people like Stanislaus had the contract for years before I was aware of this whole program. So I'm going to show you what a palpitation looks like. This was the other reading, the last one, 141 over 96, 81, the heart rate. So the one previous to that was 111 over 100, 79 heart rate. So you see that huge jump? And the one before that was 166 over 143. And then in a matter of seconds, it dropped down to 111 over 100. That was a heart palpitation. And I'm still getting them right now. Right now, I'm getting heart palpitations. And the other one is so the last one is 141 over 96. So it's going at 13, 14 minutes. I'm going to stop it there. I'm going to continue taking my blood pressure reading because I'm very concerned about the palpitations I'm getting right now. I am getting chest cramps. And because I'm being hit really hard for the last 3 hours, continuously, 3 hours continuously with power turned up. I heard somebody red alerted me and the power was turned up while I was in the grocery store, which is why I got heart palpitation, which the numbers show and prove. Talk to you another time. This is an attempted murder program, or actually a murder program.